Thanks for listening to our daily devotional on our lessons from daily Bible reading. Today's lesson is How's That Working for You? From Exodus 9 through 11. In our reading yesterday in Exodus 9 through 11, we find ourselves in the midst of the plagues that God is bringing upon Egypt and upon Pharaoh himself. And we look and we see that in all of these, God has been systematically just dismantling, doing away with any confidence that Pharaoh or the Egyptians could have in the gods of Egypt. Ultimately, even Pharaoh himself will be exposed. He was worshiped by the Egyptians and thought to have great power, and that will be utterly destroyed too. But you look in the midst of chapter 10, you find that there are 7 plagues that have already come upon the Egyptians, and God is telling Pharaoh through Moses that the 8th plague, the plague of locust, is going to come. In verse 7 of chapter 10, we read an interesting statement. It says, Pharaoh's servants said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not that Egypt is destroyed? You look, and of course we realize Pharaoh went on. Pharaoh didn't heed the encouragement, the advice of those about him. Stop your rebellion. He went on even to the destruction of the Red Sea. But you go back to that statement by the servant, and you think, didn't he in essence look at Pharaoh and say, I know you don't want to obey the God of the Hebrews, but how's that working for you? You think about that. The servant saw that Pharaoh was just doing the same thing over and over and over, living in rebellion, in oppression to the things of God. And he was failing to consider, how's that working for you? It kind of makes me think of another one. For example, Saul, who would become the great apostle Paul in Acts 9, whenever though he had been confronted with the truth of God's word over and over, we don't have a record of a lot of things that he looked at, saw, and thought as he saw the things of Jesus who had come to this world in fulfillment of all of those promises. But there in Acts 9, we find on the road to Damascus that Jesus appears unto Saul and asks him, why are you kicking against the pricks? He looks and he is in essence saying to him, you've been resisting me over and over. How's that working for you? How's that going for you? Well, thankfully, Saul, he recognized the situation, unlike Pharaoh. Pharaoh, it doesn't seem ever looked and repented or sought to look and live a life that was right. But Paul did. And he was a great example. He was confronted with that idea of, how's that working for you? And he responded in the right way. Pharaoh didn't. I look and I consider my life, and I think, at times I can remember before I was a child of God, things didn't work well all the time. I used to think about the song that Frank Sinatra sang, I Did It My Way. Boy, I'd just belt that out even with the funny voice I had. But I thought, that's it. Do it my way. Well, how'd that work for me? Not too good. I've talked to people through the years. They will sit and they'll say, I need to talk to you. Things are going terrible. This is happening, this is happening. And I'll ask them about things in their life and their relationship with God and His Word. And in essence, it comes down, say, how's that going for you? Well, some people look, they get a little bucked up, on edge like Pharaoh did, and they'll play like they're going to do something even maybe, but then they turn back away and they keep on doing the same things, rejecting God. Thankfully, others are like Saul, who looked and said, not going good. And he determined after that to do the right thing. So you think, wouldn't it be great if everybody would just consider their ways, consider, look at their life, look at the actions that happen. Some things happen, like the servants of Pharaoh, they happened to them because of Pharaoh's decisions. And they encouraged him, why don't you stop this? But the fact is, we control only our own lives. So I look and I say to myself, how's that going for me? And I hope others make the same thoughts and decisions and follow God. Our lives of others around us, lives throughout all society could be better if we'd ask that simple question and respond in a proper way, not like Pharaoh. Thanks for listening. You have a great day.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this short devotional. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of other devotionals that will be forthcoming. Also, we encourage you to join us online live as we stream our services at each service time. More information can be found on our website at the link below. Thank you.